Singapore has been described as a playground for the rich, and it's true that the small city-state does have a certain sheen of wealth. But Singapore offers more than just high-end shopping malls, luxury hotels, and fine dining. In this video I will tell you top 15 tourist attractions. For a look at what life in Singapore was like before it was all glamour and skyscrapers, visit the small island of Pulau Ubin, where fewer than 100 people still live in the same simple way as they did in the 1960s. The island's name is Malay for Granite Island, a moniker given due to its past prominence as a quarry town. Today, it is a peaceful, rustic place where tourists can enjoy unspoiled forests and diverse wildlife. The island is also home to the Chek Jawa wetlands, which contain a coral reef teeming with sea life. The island is easily reached by boat, a 10-minute ride that departs. If the Raffles Hotel in Fort Canning Park haven't satisfied your taste for colonial architecture, pay a visit to the Empress Place building. It was constructed in 1865 and built in the neoclassical style, and was named in honor of Queen Victoria. It now houses the Asian Civilisations Museum, which delves into the many Asian cultures that helped form Singapore. The museum's collections focus on the themes of trade and spirituality, both of which heavily influenced Asian cultures and served as vehicles for the cultures to spread. Exhibits include topics like Indian Ocean trade, stories of faith and belief, and a look at the important role that scholars play. Singapore's Merlion is just what it sounds like, the figure of a mythical creature that has the head of the lion and the body and tail of a fish. The Merlion represents the city's humble start as a fishing village combined with its traditional Malay name Singapore Lion City. The structure, which was relocated to Merlion Park in 2002, where it can overlook Marina Bay, weighs 70 tons and stands at 8.6 meters tall, spouting water from its mouth in a fountain. The Merlion Cub sits nearby, only 2 meters tall but a hefty 3 tons, and there are 5 additional official Merlion statues throughout the city. Merlion Park is an ideal spot for photo ops, whether you are taking a selfie in front of the iconic creature or capturing the Night Safari. Singapore puts a new twist on the traditional zoo experience by introducing visitors to the nocturnal lives of the residents. The park's habitats are divided into 4 sections, each with its own trail that lets you observe these elusive creatures as they go about their day. The leopard trail has, as expected, leopards, as well as lions, flying foxes, civets, and porcupines among other animals. The fishing cat trail tours the habitat of animals native to Singapore, including the fish-loving felines, pangolin, binturong, and other species both common and endangered. East Lodge Trail features Malayan tigers and spotted hyenas, and the Wallaby Trail introduces visitors to the marsupials of Australia. Private tours, buggy rides, and educational sessions are available, as well as once-in-a-lifetime experiences. Universal Studios Singapore occupies 49 acres of Resorts World Sentosa. The park is arranged thematically, with each area paying tribute to a location, film, or television show. Destinations include New York City, Hollywood, Madagascar, and a trip back to ancient Egypt. Fiction-themed areas include Shrek's Far Far Away, The Lost World, and Sci-Fi City, where a pair of Battlestar Galactica-themed roller coasters dominate. In addition to the many rides that range from kiddie-friendly to Daredevil, the park has diverse dining options, shopping. The center of commerce during the 19th century, Clarke Quay lives up to its legacy as a busy hub. Today, it has a more polished sheen, so after a long day of shopping on Orchard Road, visitors can happily head to Clarke Quay for an evening of waterfront dining and entertainment. River taxis and cruises also depart from here, giving tourists the chance to admire some of the city's historic bridges and view landmarks like the Merlion from the water. The Quay's biggest hit with younger tourists is a giant bungee jumping attraction, an adrenaline-packed thrill ride. Nearby attractions include the Asian Civilization Museum, the Civil Defense Heritage Gallery located in Singapore's oldest fire station, and the Hong San Si Temple, a picturesque Singapore isn't exactly known as a beach destination, but if you're really craving some fun in the sun, Sentosa Island is the place to find it. Siloso Beach is a good spot for getting in beach time, and visitors can play volleyball on free courts or go kayaking and skimboarding. There are several other beach attractions as well, plus an underwater world aquarium where you can swim with dolphins. A must-see on Sentosa Island is the Merlion, Singapore's famous statue that has the head of a lion and the body of a fish. You can take an escalator to the top of the statue and enjoy panoramic views of the surrounding area. Fort Siloso, the country's only preserved fort. If you've ever visited China, Singapore's Chinatown neighborhood will bring you right back there. From the small mom-and-pop stores and authentic Chinese food to the bright red lanterns, there's an excitement and hustle in this district. You can visit the Chinese Heritage Center and see the impressive and beautiful Sri Mariamman Hindu Temple. Another temple worth seeing is the Buddha Tooth Relic Temple. If you're up early enough, think 4 a.m., you can hear the morning drum ceremony. Or you can just check out the closing ceremony. This colonial building is one of the world's last grand 19th century hotels, once visited by literary luminaries such as Rudyard Kipling and Joseph Conrad, as well as movie star Charlie Chaplin. Built in 1887, the property has served as a city landmark for well over a century and continues to live up to its stony reputation with excellent food and service. The classical architecture and tropical gardens provide a refined setting and represent another facet of Singapore's varied and rich history. The Raffles Hotel Singapore is located in the city's colonial district, which is also home to several other historic sites, and a good place to base yourself in the city. Here, you'll find the Raffles Landing site, where Sir Stamford Raffles is said. If the observation deck at the Marina Bay Sands doesn't quite do it for you, try taking an ID while looking out over the city from the Singapore Flyer, the world's largest giant observation wheel. Choose from several different packages that allow you to be served and pampered while enjoying a view that encompasses not only the Singapore skyline, but reaches to the Spice Islands of Indonesia and Malaysia's Straits of Johor. There are several different ticket packages to choose from, and each includes access to the Multimedia Journey of Dreams exhibit, which delves into Singapore's history and the creation of the Singapore Flyer. Flights last 30 minutes each and run from early morning until late at night, so you can choose which view of the city you want to enjoy. The beginning of another. One could be forgiven for coming to Singapore and doing nothing but shopping, as this is a world-class city for style and designer chic. The Orchard Road area is a great place to start a shopping spree, as there are high-end stores at every turn. You'd expect nothing less from a neighborhood that boasts 22 malls and 6 department stores. There are also 4 movie theaters, including an IMAX and a KTV karaoke. If you get hungry while burning through all that cash, there are plenty of eateries in the neighborhood. Billing itself as the world's best rainforest zoo, the Singapore Zoo is a pretty impressive place. The facility is clean and inviting, and the animals appear well treated, with plenty of lush vegetation and habitat space. The orangutans are particularly impressive, and visitors can watch as babies and adults alike swing high above their platforms and snack on bananas. There is also a large chimpanzee family, zebras, meerkats, a Komodo dragon, mole rats, white tigers, kangaroos, and many other creatures. Guests can observe feedings for some of the animals. Allow at least 3 hours to make your way around the zoo. If the zoo doesn't satisfy your need for getting close to wildlife, there's also the night safari, river safari including a jog. Not to be confused with the gardens on the bay, the Botanic Gardens are also worth a visit. Singapore received its first UNESCO World Heritage nomination for the Botanic Gardens, and with good reason. The city can sometimes feel like a concrete jungle, albeit a clean and comfortable one, but the Botanic Gardens preserve pieces of Singapore's wilder heritage. Indeed, a walking trail leads to the gardens, heritage trees, which are conserved as part of an effort to protect the city's mature tree species. Make sure to see the impressive National Orchid Garden. Other popular things to do include visiting the Eco Garden, Eco Lake, Bonsai Garden, sculptures, and several others. Once you glimpse this beautifully designed green space from the top of the Marina Bay Sands, perhaps you won't be able to stay away. Wander through the Bay's garden, perfect for enjoying the vibrant plant life and escaping the city bustle for a moment. You won't want to miss Super Tree Grove, where you'll find a cluster of the iconic, futuristic structures designed to perform environmentally sustainable functions. Then, head to the Cloud Forest Dome to see the world's tallest indoor waterfall and learn a bit about biodiversity. Check the website for the opulent Marina Bay Sands Resort Complex includes a high-end luxury hotel, a mall with a canal running through it, the Arts Museum, and the Marina Bay Sands Sky Park, a vantage point for taking in the entire city. The Sky Park's viewing deck and infinity pool are found in the ship that tops the hotel. Only hotel guests are allowed to use the infinity pool, but anyone can visit the observation deck. From the Sky Park, you can see the innovative double helix bridge, the port, the gardens by the bay, and the impressive skyline. While up there on top of the city, guests can grab a snack or a coffee at the rooftop restaurant or pick up